everyone, and welcome to my first ever Pokemon Y Wi-Fi battle. Today I've got a match against a buddy of mine named Aaron. Previous to this, we decided that it would be a nice idea if we had a Pokemon battle after we defeated Elite Four. So this is just our in-game teams that we're using. So yeah, no one's IV bred or well, some are EV trained. I know mine are, his might not be, I don't know, but this was just for fun, just for us to test out the new battle mechanics if we really wanted to. So yeah, let's just go right into it. Okay, so Aaron's gonna lead off with a Greninja. I'm guessing because it's one of the fastest Pokemon on his team. I lead off with Hawlucha because Hawlucha is just fucking badass, since it is a Luchador Hawk, and it's first ever flying. But, fuck. God damn it. Fighting flying type, there we go. So I go for Flying Press since it'll take out his Greninja in one hit, and he makes a nice prediction, goes into his Talonflame, and his Flame Body activates, plus he's got the Rocky Helmet, so this is doing major damage to me. Like in the first turn, more damage happened to me than what I caused to him, even though he switched out, which is kind of ironic. So I send in my own Greninja to take the predicted Brave Bird. The reason why I do this is because I'd rather preserve Hawlucha as death fodder later on, since it is useless. And looking at my team, Greninja probably was the weakest link compared to everyone else. And the Talonflame would take more recoil damage if it attacked the Greninja anyways. So I send my Jolteon to scare out the Talonflame, and I go for a Thunderbolt just to be safe, since no one on his team is immune to it. He sends in a Slurpuff, and this does quite a lot, considering he did mention to me that he was making a Bulky one eventually. This may have been the Bulky one, I don't know really. But anyways, I go for Thunder Wave just so that it's not as useful, and maybe if I'm lucky I can get it to paralyze during a switch in, just that whatever Pokemon comes in is nice and safe. He goes for a Light Screen, so this renders my Jolteon completely useless to him since my only physical move is a Pin Missile. The only reason why I have that is because I don't have Shadow Ball at the moment on it. So I send in my Bisharp, because I know I can take a Play Rough if he carries it, and just like I think, I take the hit quite nicely. This turn I just take the time to set up an Iron Defense, mainly so that I can take another hit even better. And he kind of surprises me here. He goes for a Wish. I'm guessing because he thought that he could live with another hit I would have done to him, and possibly also to pass on to his Talonflame since it is kind of low on health. So I go for the safe play here and just go for an Iron Head, and I didn't really expect it to take his Slurpuff out just in one hit, but it works in my favor, and the Wish that he just did will not activate since Slurpuff did faint. So he sends in his Talonflame, and I know I can easily take whatever fire move he has, but I switch out just in case he has Flare Blitz and I don't want to get my Bisharp burned. So I send in Hawlucha to be the death fodder, and he goes for Flame Charge. So based off of that, I'm assuming that he does not have Flare Blitz at all. So this makes things a lot easier on my Bisharp at least. And he goes for a surprising Brave Bird. I guess it's mainly to make sure that Hawlucha does die, or to make sure that whatever Pokemon I switch into possibly will take a lot of damage. And he takes some extra recoil damage, so this is nice enough anyways. Now I send my Jolteon once again to scare out his Talonflame, and again he makes quite a nice prediction and switches to his Heliolisk to take the Thunderbolt, and it takes it quite nicely actually. Now here I'm predicting that he would go for some kind of normal type move maybe. I've never used a Heliolisk before, so I don't know what moves they generally carry. But he goes for a Bulldoze, which really surprised me since I do know that Heliolisk is a special attacker and Bulldoze does nothing to this Tyrantrum. This Tyrantrum's just a badass like that because he's Tyrannosaurus Rex. So he goes for a Surf. That does a lot of damage, which surprised me since it's not even stab or super effective. And I just take it out with an easy Earthquake, just since it's the easiest play I can do. Even though Crunch would have taken it out nice and easily anyways. So I stay in to take the Ice Beam from this Greninja since Tyrantrum really has no other uses in the battle since almost everyone on his team outspeeds. I send in my Jolteon to scare out his Greninja since I probably am faster. He sends in his Phil, and Phil's pretty cool, you know, he's pretty chill, he's just kind of there. So I Thunderbolt him, and I get pretty lucky here and I get the Paralyze. I guess that makes up for my Hollow King burned first turn of the match. So then Phil's pretty pissed off about him getting paralyzed, so he Mega Evolves his turn to get some more bulk and special attack. I go for a Swift, and like I said before, I didn't have Shadow Ball at the time, so that's the most damage I could have possibly done. He goes for a Sleep Powder, which really surprised me, since I expected his Venusaur to be more offensive. So I take this time to switch into my Charizard to take whatever possible grass move he'd go for. And he actually charges for a Solar Beam, so this really goes into my favor since I get a free switch in. I Mega Evolve into Charizard Y, since A, I have Pokemon Y, and B, I just prefer Charizard Y over Charizard X. And with the Drought up, my Flamethrower is going to absolutely annihilate this Venusaur, even though it's got thick fat. Also didn't have much HP really, so if it lived it would just be a miracle. Alright, so he sends in his Greninja primarily to do as much damage as he can with whatever water type move he carries. And even in the sun, this did a lot of damage. I charge up with the Solar Beam just to be safe, and I know it's going to be more than enough to take it out. So down goes the Greninja. That's one potentially big threat gone, just like that. So he sends in his Pangoro this time. He really doesn't have anything he can use since his other Pokemon is a Talonflame, and I guess he wants to preserve it for a late game potential sweep, maybe. So just an Air Slash is enough to take out that Pangoro, which is pretty nice. So now, at the time it's a 3-on-1, so I pretty much have this game in the bag here. He goes for a Brave Bird my Charizard just to make sure that gets taken out. And lucky him, it does take me out, but he does take more and more recoil damage, so this is limiting his Talonflame's usability. Now, I go for a Thunderbolt here, hoping I can wake up, but sadly I don't. And he goes for the Drought boosted Flame Charge, and this does quite a lot. And now the sun fades this turn. Now, I get pretty lucky because of it, and it's very influential on what happens next. He goes for Flame Charge, and that's going to be more than enough to take out my Jolteon. Now, I send in my Bisharp, and I know that since the sun is gone, I can take whatever fire type move he has, as long as he does not have Flare Blitz. And like I predict, I do take the Flame Charge, and I'm able to live and retaliate with Night Slash. And with Rocky Helmet, I do survive at 19 HP. And yeah, that will be the game. So pretty much me sending in Jolteon first was very influential, since it did give me a chance to let the Drought fade away. If I sent out Bisharp first, I would have for sure lost that match, unless my Jolteon was able to survive a Flame Charge, and then wake up that same turn and retaliate with a Thunderbolt. So I hope you enjoyed this match. If you did, leave a like, comment if you would like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.